Toy Story is my favorite movie of all time, so when I heard it was coming back in theaters, I knew I had to watch it because I'll never get that opportunity ever again. So, how was it on the big screen for its 30th anniversary? It absolutely delivered. Now, this was my first time watching Toy Story on the big screen. Watching your favorite movie of all time for the first time on the big screen is an experience that you're never going to get again. So, this opportunity is an experience that you're most likely never going to get again. That's why I just had to go to this event. I had to go to this 30th anniversary of Toy Story. So just how was it on the big screen? It was special and magical all at the same time. It's special to me specifically, and I'm sure a lot of other people, because it's your favorite movie of all time being watched on the big screen. Especially if you're like me and never seen it on the big screen before. Seeing your favorite movie of all time after rewatching it 100 times, finally on the big screen, just hits different. Yes, you see the movie of all time. Yes, you can quote it throughout the entire thing. But just seeing it on that big screen just hits a lot more. There's a special experience that you get on the big screen in the movie theaters that you just can't get the same way at home. Movie theaters, since it's the biggest screen, better sound, everything just comes to life 10 times more. So watching Toy Story all these years later on the big screen, it just came to life. All of a sudden, I was sucked into this world again like I was watching it for the first time. It was almost like I was watching my favorite movie of all time again for the first time. My first time ever watching Toy Story. It was almost like that experience was then brought back to me. And that's just how magical this whole experience is. Because just watching your favorite movie of all time on the big screen stands out. Especially since this is 30th anniversary. All these different elements tie into it more. This is an experience that you're never going to get again, so just watching it on the big screen, knowing that you're never going to watch it on the big screen again, and knowing that this is a special event, it's all worth it. Toy Story made a significant impact in the animation industry where it introduced 3D animation style, but watching it on the big screen just shows you how big of an event it actually was back in 1995. Because watching it at home, you see the event of technology from 2D to 3D, but you don't see it 100%. If you watch a 2D movie in theaters and Toy Story in theaters, you actually see the big difference. I'm not going to review the movie because it's my favorite movie of all time. It's pretty self-explanatory of what I think of the movie, but just the experience in theaters is something that you're never going to get again. So if this is your favorite movie of all time, or you still love this movie like I do, watching it in theaters, you need to do 100%. When you have a favorite movie returning to theaters, it just shines more in theaters than watching it at home. And although you've seen the movie plenty of times before, theaters just has more of an impact. You can quote the movie as you're watching it in theaters, but the theaters just adds this whole new layer of experience that you're never going to get again. I hope eventually any other Pixar movie returns to theaters, or just the rest of the Toy Story franchise, because I would love to watch especially Toy Story 3 on the big screen, or just any other Pixar movie in general, because a lot of the Pixar movies are a lot of my favorite movies of all time. So I just want that experience of watching something I grew up on and eventually became some of my favorite movies of all time on the big screen, because I have huge nostalgia for it and I absolutely love the films. So I wish Pixar does a lot more screenings like this, returning a lot of their older movies back on the big screen. Because a lot of people would appreciate that, and it's an experience that you're never going to get again, so might as well re-release these films to get that experience back again. Watching something in theaters just unlocks this whole new experience that you're never going to get again, and that's what I got from Toy Story. Although I've seen the movie a million times, it's still my favorite movie of all time, and getting to experience that finally in theaters is something that I'm never going to get again, so I'm glad I went when I did. Because watching this thing in theaters was everything I wanted plus more, and I'm glad I was able to experience it while it lasted. But anyways, if you like this video, maybe these ones on the side will see you too. Like, subscribe, see you guys next time. Goodbye.